All right, we're here. We're ready. First on the phone call for On The Sideline. All right, man, let's do it. All right, welcome to On The Sideline. I'm your host, Jeff Holden. Today we are here with a full cast. We have Big O. How y'all doing today? We have Coach Evan Hearn. Nothing, just look down. Oh. We have Coach Jay Gould.
Look like an old man today, man. I need a haircut.
And on the phone, on the sideline, we have head coach and athletic director from Childress, Mr. Bo Helm.
Yes, sir.
All right, Coach. So usually, we have someone that's sitting here and I can look them in the face. So this is a little bit different. So we'll get used to that.
Sir.
But we do appreciate you taking time out of your day to come on the sideline and chat with us about your football program. And so we'll go ahead and get started. I know that you probably know this by now, but we have a mini series that we started called 940 Football Preview.
Yes, sir.
We have Coach Hearn here, who kind of came up with the idea of getting in the minds and talking to the head coaches, because you have the newspaper articles, you have the magazines, and you have the social media posts of what everybody thinks that the Childress football program is going to be doing this year. But
Yes,
we figure that the only person who's really going to know what's happening with the Childress Bobcats is you, Coach. So, again, we appreciate you coming on, and we'll go ahead and let Evan go ahead and start with some questions.
Awesome.
All right, Coach Helm, as always, thanks for joining us here on the sideline.
Yes, sir.
So just kind of give our audience an introduction about yourself and how you ended up in Childress.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, first of all, thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it. Love what y'all are doing with the programs in the 940 area and for the athletes. So definitely appreciate that. So I'm actually I'm a Childress kid. So I grew up here in Childress, and I got to play football for the Bobcats, and then went on to play at South Dakota State, and then came back, coached 2 years at Quanah, and came over to my alma mater, starting my third year. I was a defense coordinator and then promoted to head coach. Again, this is now my third season going into that. So it's full go for me here in Bobcat country.
All right, so as being a Childress Bobcat growing up and now being the head coach of the Childress Bobcat, they are rich in their history there in Childress. Tell us about how it feels to be the head coach of the team you grew up rooting for, living the town you lived in and playing for.
Yes, sir. Man, it's awesome. You mentioned the tradition. Coach Charlie Johnson did a great job of building this thing from the ground up. And he's been a huge influence in my life. He retired right before I went into 7th grade. So I never actually played under his program. But he was at church with us every Sunday, and still talk to him, get to visit with him. And so getting to be part of that process and be a little part of that legacy has been really neat. But man, it's been really fun to come back and see the tradition of Bobcats continue. And, now getting to be in a school where working with people that taught me, and they're still taking care of me today, which is pretty cool. And I've got a lot of family in Childress, and so it's been a really special process.
All right, Coach. And like I said, I mean, I knew Coach Johnson, or I heard of the name Coach Johnson because I worked with two great people in Eric and Amanda Kirkpatrick in friendship.
Oh yeah.
So I got to
there
know,
you go.
I got to know those guys pretty well. And like I said, Childress is a diamond out there. So going into your third season, all right, let's talk about last year. How did you guys do, and where did you guys finish up?
So last year we went 8-4, and we got beat out in the second round by Wall. Second year in a row that's happened, and so looking to try to build on that process a little bit. Every year you want to go as far as possible. So, but last year I felt like from the start of the year to the end of the year, we made a lot of big strides. Saw a lot of growth in some young guys, and so I'm excited to see that fully mature this year.
All right, so Coach, how are you doing this? Coach Big O, the guy, the special guy on the show.
Special guy.
It's one guy. Like I said, he's my biggest fan, Jeff.
I am.
But Coach, let's talk a little football. So, how many seniors did you guys lose last year going into this season?
So we graduated 12 seniors, which was a big class from what we've had last several years. So it was good to have them out. Tough to watch them leave. They're a great group of guys. Really just a special group of young men. And so, it's always a challenge to try to figure out who's going to replace them and the shoes that they leave, not just on the field, but also as leaders on the team. And then, there's always the school aspect of the role they play there and the good things they do within the school building as well.
At Orthopedics Express, our primary focus is delivering exceptional care to patients with orthopedic injuries, such as sprains, strains, broken bones, and joint pain. You'll receive the expert care you need when you need it most. Simply walk in or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Located inside the Center for Advanced Orthopedics, Orthopedics Express is your fast track to orthopedic care.
Okay, Coach. So you said 12, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you lost 12. How many offensive and defensive starters are you going to return this year? And when you're talking about those starters, if you can kind of name some of those kids by name, so we can kind of be on the lookout for some of those kids.
Sure. So we'll go offensively first. Cash Hightower's coming back for us his senior year. Outside receiver, he played a little bit as a sophomore. Was in the full-time starting role last year. Did a great job for us. He's a good possession guy. Runs great routes. Has really good hands. We're excited about him coming back. Logan Oldham is another kind of a hybrid receiver, tight end, running back. I think he can do pretty much anything that you need him to. Excited to have him back. He also played a little bit as a sophomore. We're bringing 6 back total with an asterisk of 7. Hopefully getting back one of our offensive linemen. Lost him at the beginning of the year last year. Caleb Maiden. He started for us as a sophomore. Was having a great year at the beginning of the year last year. Hurt his shoulder. He's been on the rehab process, but we're excited to get him back out on the field. We've got Alex Lazama, big, strong young man that plays left guard for us. Excited for him. Watch him grow into his senior year. Again, also a kid that came and played some for us as a sophomore. Cutter Bruce is going to be our center starting off. He came up last year as a sophomore, so he's got a lot of playing experience. Very intelligent young man, and so being right there in the center of the line, being able to help with line calls and things like that, I think he's going to do a great job for us. And then right guard, we've got Adam Garza. Really came on towards the end of the year last year, had a really good finish to his season, had a fantastic offseason. I don't know if anybody had a better offseason than what he did, and so excited for him to get back in some pads and rolling. And then our quarterback, Drake Raby's coming back to start for the 3rd year. Ended up taking over the starting quarterback job his sophomore year, a little bit due to injury there. Kid that got injured came back, and Drake won that battle last year as a junior, and so did a great job leading the team as a quarterback, and so excited for him now coming into his senior year. Very intelligent kid that can hopefully get back there and operate the offense like you want him to. Defensively, we bring back defensive end Colton Teichelman, another kid that had really a tremendous offseason, put on a lot of weight. He's a big, strong kid, and so excited to watch him get out there and go compete again. And then at our 2 technique, I've got 3 kids. We start 2 of them, but they kind of rotate as to who's going to be up, and that's Owen Deal and Carter Husband. Both are smaller guys, but, man, they're quick, got a lot of fight to them, play just relentless football. And so Love that aspect of him. And then Jamie Gutierrez is the other one. And he's a bigger, strong body, run stopper, that kind of kid. So excited to have them back on the D-line. Cade Jenkins is coming back. He was our leading tackler last year. He's our Mike linebacker. He's going to be a senior this year. So excited to watch him kind of grow within that role of being a Mike linebacker and a leader on the defense. And then we've got a kid that's going to be a junior. He started for us all year last year. He was a sophomore, Jacob Bora. Long, athletic kid. Loves football. Excited to watch him. And then out at corner, we've got Kobe Sims, who's a phenomenal athlete, long, rangy, and the dude can fly. So we're excited about those guys as far as the returning starters coming back.
So, Coach, if I'm hearing you correctly, you have 4 of 5 returning offensive linemen.
Well, so with the Nasters, so 3 that played the whole year, 1 that played a couple of games, played his entire sophomore year though. So
I mean, other than injury, he would have been the guy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh man,
absolutely.
That's something special to celebrate, having the camaraderie that those boys are gonna have, and then you have your quarterback. That's special to have the camaraderie up front, and then having your quarterback. That's a recipe for success going into an offensive year.
We hope so.
Yes, sir. So
we hope so. Yes, sir.
So, Coach, so you have that many kids returning back, good amount of on offensive, defensively, guys coming back. What's gonna be some of the things that you guys are gonna need those guys to do to step up to replace those 12?
Something we're big on. We've got to have great senior leadership. That I think that's important at any level for your older guys to step up and lead. But I feel like high school sports, it's even more important. Those seniors, they dictate what the personality of the team is going to be. And so coming into this year, we've talked about this with the kids. I'm excited about this group. They work well together. There's some groups that like to kind of pick and poke at each other and all playful and all good. But sometimes that can be detrimental at times in practice. This group has been together for a long time, and they like each other. And so I'm excited to watch them grow in that leadership role. And I think that's the biggest thing every year is where's that leadership going to come from? Because without that leadership, you're kind of lost. And obviously, I think as coaches, that falls to us to lead to a certain degree, but then we don't get to walk out on that field. You've got to have some leadership standing on the field, and that makes a huge difference.
Hey, Coach, this is Jeff. I was listening to you as you went into description about just about every player, it seemed like, on your team, which is pretty awesome. You didn't just, say their name, but you also gave a little bit about each and every one of them, and that's pretty cool. That says a lot about you as a coach. And I haven't really asked this question before, but I thought about it as you were describing each player. Do you guys or does Childress football have a captain that they select from each side of the ball, or a couple captains for the team?
So what we've done forever is we have senior captains. We'll go through the first scrimmage, and then the day after the first scrimmage, we bring the kids in, and they vote on those captains. And I think that's something that's kind of sacred, something that you've got to be selected by your peers to lead. And I think, sometimes you can run into that being a little bit of a popularity contest. I feel like our kids have done a really good job since I've been in Childress of wanting to put the right kids up there, wanting to choose guys that they want to follow. But ultimately, I think that's a decision that you leave in the kids' hands. There's certain decisions we don't want in the kids' hands. 4th and 1, we don't want that decision out there. But who they're going to follow, I think they have to select those guys.
Definitely.
And obviously, then it's on us as coaches to build those guys and teach them how to lead. Because that's a skill set. Leadership's a skill set. It's something that can be honed in and developed, and so that's on us as coaches then to develop that process.
Yeah, for sure. So has your team or has your guys selected their captains yet? Would you like to?
Oh, you said after the first
scrimmage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, after the first
scrimmage. My bad, Coach. All right.
No, you're good. We like to give them a little time to who's going to show up and practice hard, and then who's going to perform, and then go from there. So.
Okay, so we'll just get right into it. What does your non-district schedule look like this year?
Man, it's rough. it's rough. We don't have one of those games where you look up there, you're like, man, that game, that was going to be an easy one. You know, we don't have those. We're starting the year off with Midland Greenwood. They're 4A. It's a long ways away from Childress, Texas, but just kind of where things fell. They're going to be really good. I've heard nothing but good things about Coach Hill down there, and so I know that they're going to be well prepared.
We trust is Kim Rowart, given to others with love. Kim was raised in this community and has been selflessly serving for over 20 years. Kim encourages everyone to thrive in their purpose. Kim is part of the Homes for Heroes program, where she gives back a portion of her commissions from each closing to all military, firefighters, law enforcement, healthcare, and educators who use her services. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, Kim is the realtor for you. Go check out the website at homesforheroes.com. Since starting from scratch in 2020 by longtime resident of Clay County, Bob Belcher, Duck Creek Disposal has quickly become one of the most trusted waste disposal service and dumpster rental companies serving the 940 community and the surrounding areas. Local to the core, they take immense pride in being a part of the Wichita Falls community. Duck Creek Disposal's deep roots mean that every customer is treated like a neighbor. Their promise is to guarantee the best customer experience in the area, and they live by it. Whether you're a homeowner, contractor, or business, they've tailored their services to suit varied requirements. Bob's hands-on approach and belief in personal connection means that when you call Duck Creek Disposal, you're experiencing a standard of service that Bob himself envisioned. You talk to real people, not a machine. Go give Bob a call at 940-257-5660. Serving the 940 community for 12 years, Allegiance Electric and Controls is the trusted go-to for commercial and industrial electrical solutions. Contact them for reliable, tailored services to keep your operations running smoothly. Please call or visit their website at aecllc.com. For all your paving and concrete needs, we trust Freeman Paving, LLC. Located in Vernon, Texas, Freeman Paving is our recommended business for concrete, paving, and dirt work. They have over 20 years of experience working right here in our community. Next time you need any concrete work, give them a call, 940-552-9496. If you're looking to treat yourself to a delicious dessert, then Yogurt Journey is the place to be. Yogurt Journey offers 12 delicious flavors of frozen yogurt with over 60 topping options. If you want something warm instead, stop by to enjoy an amazing funnel cake, fried Oreos, fried brownies, or fried candy. Yogurt Journey also offers frozen yogurt rolls, waffle frozen yogurt rolls, and smoothies. If you need a cake for your next celebration, Yojo provides custom frozen yogurt cakes. Yogurt Journey is located on Kemp Street across from Barwise Middle School and is open daily from 12 to 9 p.m. For all your roofing related needs, we choose Assured Roofing and Construction. At Assured Roofing and Construction, their hard work is based off honesty, loyalty, and integrity, ensuring that every customer gets what they deserve and is happy and stress-free throughout the entire process. When any storm damage occurs to your roof, gutters, fencing, or siding, Assured will have you covered and help you from the initial free inspection to filing your claim, meeting with adjusters, and getting your damaged property fixed properly. Give AJ a call at 940-782-1194.
Then we go to Breckenridge. Coach Pierce has done a fantastic job down there and building his program, and they always play us well. And so starting this season off with two really big games right there, and then we're going to play Frederick, Oklahoma this year in the third game. I know that they do some unique things, and it's a brand new game, brand new town, never played them before, so lots of unknowns there, but I know they're going to be good. Then we have Sunray, who has been just prolific on the offensive side and looking to make a big run this year. So another big game. Then we drive to City View,
Coach,
who's always athletic.
We got a City View parent on our podcast, so you don't have to be modest.
Okay.
Coach O's his son played. You don't have to be modest.
Oh, okay.
I'm just listening.
Hey, they're going to be good. Hey, I know they're going to be good. They're athletic. City View's always athletic. They're always competitive. And so, that's something that we're going to have to gear up for. And then Stratford after that, who I think is preseason number one in the state in their division. And so That's our non-district, and so it's by the end of that, we're gonna know who we are. We're gonna know all of our weaknesses and strengths by the end of that. So.
Yeah, coach. Since he put me on the spot like that, I'm all for the kids. I just don't root for
Yep.
Childress that game. That'll be it. But coach,
Hey, I get it. That's fair.
But speaking
Hey,
of
that's
that game,
fair.
I think we got to see how exciting that game is going to be this summer in 7-on-7. The game to go to qualify to go to the 7-on-7 state tournament came down to the wire between them. It was a great football game. It turned out the atmosphere was good. So I'm just looking forward to that game because I think it's going to be a great atmosphere.
Where's it at?
Oh, yes. I think we'll be too.
Yes,
at City View.
City View, and it's actually homecoming for City View that game. So it's going to be a good
Okay.
game.
Uh-oh, some fuel, coach.
A competitive game on a homecoming.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, and
I like it.
And I know just from being, I'm from Plainview originally, so I know, as these guys may not, but the Stratford of the world, how good those guys have been. And then the Lujan kid in Sunray America. He's prolific. I think what he had like 75 touchdowns last season, something like that. So
I don't know, something that was unreal. I mean, the dude's a stud.
So
He's a stud.
I know, especially for, and like you said, your this non-district schedule's been tough, but I know that Lujan kid in that Sunray offense may have you being fit since you were the DC. So now, as usual, we're going to jump forward to your district schedule. So talk to us about your district schedule. As we know, the UIL realigns every 2 years.
Yes, sir.
So tell us, did you guys stay in the same district, or did you guys change and then go into your district opponents?
So we stayed the same, minus Spearman dropped a division. And so we still have we're starting with Friona at home. Then we go to Dimmitt, then to Tulia. Then our bye weeks. We go 9 straight games and then a bye week, which is, as we're meeting and prepping for the season right now, something that we're trying to be cognizant of 9 straight weeks is a long season, without a break in there. And so making sure that we're taking care of the kids for the long haul within that within that process. Then we go into our bye week, and then we host Canadian for the final game of the season, which they're always good. Everybody knows Canadian. So
yeah, Canadian normally is Canadian versus Gunner, right? Every time, right?
Yes.
Game for state.
Yep. So, yeah, it has been for the last several years. So
yeah. So Coach, one of the things I want to talk about a little bit for just football. What's going to be Childress' philosophy, offensively and defensively, next football season?
Yeah, we're going to be pretty consistent with what we've been. We want to go establish a run game offensively. That's the primary goal. If we can go run the football, the rest of it kind of takes care of itself. And then we've got a lot of confidence in our receivers and in Drake and being able to throw the football. And so being able to try to formation people, put them in a situation where we can take advantage of certain things. We do like to play the formation game and try to give ourselves advantage possible within that process. But yeah, we want to start with the run and then flip that around on the defensive side. The primary goal is to stop the run. We're a 4-3 defense. One thing I love is, you go down and talk to the president of the bank, and he can still run our defense because it hasn't changed since he played in the late 60s, maybe 70s. It's something that's been part of Childress. It's part of our identity. And so, we're more of a defensive first team. We want to get out there, play good, solid defense, run the football, and then take advantage of the passing opportunities that come our way.
Hey, Coach, this is Jay Gould. I have one question. Being born and raised and then coming back and coaching, did you play at the next level? I thought I heard that earlier.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I had the opportunity to go up way up north to South Dakota State. So
okay, would you, I love a quote from Frank Martin, the coach, longtime men's basketball coach in NCAA. He says, "Kids don't change." Parents do, the adults do. So what's one thing that you would say hasn't changed around Childress and that it has, and what's something that you would like to go back to the old days, and things that you do like about the new days?
And that's a good question, man. That's tough.
Comes in here
You know,
one day and asks
overall-
like a philosophical.
Man, that is.
The
I'm about to get
guys. I know you
my
walk
philosophy.
around. I know a lot going around Childress. I know you seen like, man, we did not do that growing up, or man, I wish we did that when we were growing up.
Right. You know, I would agree. Kids don't really change. Expectations of kids change. I think that's a big difference, and I feel like that's been happening for a long time. I was talking to my wife about this the other day. You know, my grandmother, when she was 9 years old, she stayed home with her 4-year-old little brother, and her responsibility was to make sure supper was cooked by the time the rest of the family got in. You know, and my son's at 8, and the dude can't cook cereal. You know, he can't make cereal. You know, and so I think part of that's expectations. What do we expect kids to do? And I'll tell you, one of the biggest differences right now is, man, our kids are busy, and that's something we try to be real cognizant of in the summertime. We push to have kids here, obviously, during the summer, and our kids did a good job. But man, they've got to have time to go to church camp. They've got to have time to go on family vacations. You know, those things are important too. Our kids are busy. I think that's probably the biggest difference right now, and that's not something I would want to jump in on. I enjoyed my summers. I enjoyed being a kid. You know, you only get so many years of being able to do that. One thing we did, I would love to be able to go back to, is, man, we started practice at like 7 in the morning till 1 in the afternoon and came back that night. Man, we could get so much done in practice if we had that much time.
Yeah.
But, you know, they don't let you do that anymore with UIL. So that'd probably be the one thing I would like to bring back. But, you know, I don't see that happening anytime soon.
No.
So.
During the Thrill of Summer sales event at Nissan of Wichita Falls. Come see our great lineup of new Nissans, including the all-new Nissan Rogue and the new 2024 Nissan Frontier. Nissan of Wichita Falls has a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles and a service staff of certified Nissan technicians, backed by the best parts department in Texoma. We're locally owned and operated with a sales team you can trust at Nissan of Wichita Falls.
Hey, Coach. This is O again. One question, real quick, before I get into my last question. Do you guys have a strength and conditioning coach in Childress?
We kind of take care of that as a staff. So Lee Brandon is our head track coach. He takes care of the majority of our conditioning aspect. And then Coach Olson's our powerlifting coach. Those two guys handle most of the weight room stuff, but that's one thing I'm pretty blessed with, is I've got a lot of coaches that have a lot of experience in doing conditioning and strength building and speed development. And so, you know, sometimes it kind of gets passed around. We all take a piece of it, you know, or give our input, you know, whatever that may be. So that part I'm very blessed in. So. Okay,
Coach, which brings me to my last part. One thing I want you to do is, if you're a man of faith, pray for Jeff. This man is, I don't know why the spirit of hate has came over him, but he's a hater. So which leads me to the best part of the show, the Big O special. As you see what I mean, he likes to hate. So Coach, we're gonna do three folds this time. I like to call it a burger, fries, and a shake.
Hey.
The first part of this question is, what's your favorite place to eat at in Childress?
Oh, man, that's tough.
Don't make somebody.
It kind of depends on. Yeah, you're right. Man, can I give a 3-part answer to the first part of your 3-part question?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Man, if I'm going to eat barbecue, I love going Top Notch. If I'm going to eat Mexican food, I like going to the Plaza. And if you just need something quick, stop by, grab a snack. HTO there in Childress has a lot of sandwiches, little things you can grab quick. So
Okay,
it
Coach.
kind of depends on where I'm at.
Well, I can't think of the name of it, but it's a mom and pop shop. It's a little diner that sells kind of like country style food there. I can't remember the name of it.
JT's.
Yeah, that place you named that
JT,
place.
yeah.
That place is good.
Hey, man, hey, you're right. That one is that's a good one. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
I just knew you was gonna say that, man. That's two now,
Man.
y'all. I didn't get right, man. I'm sad about that. Man, so
Man, yeah.
all right. So, what's your favorite pregame meal, Coach?
Man, honestly, I don't eat a whole lot before a game. You usually eat breakfast and then more snack around lunch, and then I take pizza to my kids usually on Fridays. So I'll eat a little pizza, but I don't get real nervous or too antsy. I don't feel like, but I don't feel like eating a whole lot on game day either. So I don't do a lot of eating that day.
Okay. So what's something, and then the last part of the question, of course, we got to take care of the kids at the end. What's some pregame food or meals that you like to feed the kiddos?
So we usually feed the big meal at the end of the game or after the game's over. At home games, parents do a great job of taking care of the kids. Usually have some type of snack type stuff up at the field house. We've got oranges, the Uncrustable PB&J. Those are good. The Uncrustables. And then on road games, our parents make, little sandwich bags. We take those with us and eat those, kind of before the game. Not a true pregame meal, but, something that's going to get them through the game. So.
All right, Coach. I don't want to be that guy, but I just looked you up, and the first picture that popped up was you with long hair. And the only reason I would say that is because I had dreads in high school and on into my adult life. So I'm just off the wall question: do the kids kind of mess with you about your college pictures or I guess college picture from South Dakota State?
Every once in a while it kind of circulates around, which is fun.
We can put it up.
But no, I tell you, you got me. You can put it up for me. I appreciate it.
We can share it.
No, man, I tell you what, I get more of not how long my hair used to be, but how little hair I got on top of my head now. That's what I get more than anything. Man, it's receding fast.
Oh, trust me. The kids at the schools that I've been at, they've gotten on to me too. Like, oh, Coach Hearn, look at this. What is this? What you got going on? So, but Coach, what like you said, and I know the community of Childress, they are full of tradition. So, in year 3 for you, what will the community of Childress expect out of year 3 Bo Helm led Childress Bobcat team?
I think regardless of who's on schedule or what the year looks like, winning's expected. And I know that's a really simple answer, but every week there's an expectation to win. And that's a lot of pressure, but pressure's privilege. And so we embrace that. It's a mentality that I feel like our kids have really taken on. And so they walk out expecting to win. And that's obviously what you want them to do. And so but there's big expectations to win, and not just regular season games, but postseason games. And so that's it's always there. It's always present. Coach Charlie set that precedent a long time ago. So
very good, very good. Well, Coach, man, I mean, we could just rattle off a bunch of questions all day long, but unfortunately, you're busy and we got things to do as well. So we do appreciate you coming on the show. Is there anything else that you got for us?
Man, one of you said you worked with Coach KP
that was me.
Friendship.
That was me, Coach
Evan
Hearn.
All right, so I'm a freshman, and we're doing Thunder Alley, or Oklahoma drill, whatever you want to call it, And our starting Mike linebacker just thrashes this kid. I mean, just blows him up. And KP gets so excited, he picks him up and headbutts him. And like, I'm not talking like a little head, like he smokes this kid. Blood running down his face, and then like doesn't even phase him, just lines up like, let's go again.
Yeah.
Man. And like it's one of those moments where you're like, man, I want to be that guy. I want to coach like him. You know, it was one of those moments that stuck with me. So
yeah, I saw
anyway,
he just turned
that's a good
the
story.
big 5-0. So, and I said that
Oh, man.
when I got the friendship, and obviously the being a guy like him with that kind of energy, like you said, that's what you want to have. And I can't imagine he slowed down at all.
No,
at his
no,
age.
I can imagine he has. So,
All right, Coach. Well,
Anyway.